weren't warned or anything, because
I had no idea this was coming.
No, me neither. It's nice when you just get people texting you and DMing you and saying like, "Hey, did you see that the trailer is out?" I'm like, "No, I had no idea." So yeah, that was fun. But that seems always to be the case when Entertainment Weekly, I guess, is involved in these. And for a few of the seasons of Camp Cretaceous, they've actually done that before, right? They've done some exclusive pieces for Camp Cretaceous and debuted the trailer or whatnot. So when that has happened, we never really get a heads up. But this wasn't, I guess it wasn't even really a trailer per se. It was still a teaser because I missed that it actually said teaser on the thumbnail. So when I watched it, I was like, that wasn't really a trailer. I thought we'd get more than that. I was like, I still don't really know much about this show. But it did come with an article from Entertainment Weekly, just
which
kind of
I have
discussing.
Totally read.
Oh, you definitely totally read that. Load. Come on. There we go. So Entertainment Weekly did a Camp Cretaceous stars return in exclusive Jurassic World Camp. Oh my God. I'm literally reading it and I still said camp. I still was going to say Camp Cretaceous, but I'm literally reading the headline that says Chaos Theory.
What? We get
yeah, I mean, basically, yes. And the writer of this calls them out on that too, which I thought was pretty funny. Exclusive Jurassic World Chaos Theory trailer. So Scott Kramer and Aaron Hammersley discussed that with Nick Romano here from EW. And I liked at the beginning of this article, they point out that Scott says this is tonally closer to the end of the Harry Potter movies than the beginning.
Mm.
I was like, interesting.
We can expect death.
This is dark then. This is going to be brutal then. Because those movies were, they were a little scary from time to time.
Get the Nublar 6 equivalent of the bridge battle.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's gonna be brutal. Everybody's gonna be older and
knocking velociraptors off of a bridge left, right, and center.
No, what's gonna happen is at the end of Chaos Theory, the full series, you're gonna see the Nublar 6, but they're gonna be 55, and they're gonna be sending their kids to the next Jurassic World, and they're gonna be
to Jurassic Universe.
Jurassic, here we go again. Get on the train.
They're sending
guys.
their kids to Jurassic City.
Jurassic City, you're off to university at Jurassic University. Whatever. But anyway. I mean, I'm excited for this show, but let's take a quick look. I guess we'll start with the trailer, the teaser trailer. I don't know if the audio is probably not coming through, but
and here with me live
it is coming through for me.
Oh, is it? I don't hear it. Really?
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you got the audio because I definitely don't. Where are my audio settings? Oh, here we go. Playthrough.
Then struggle to survive all on their own.
Basically, just clips from Camp Cretaceous. I can say that.
Are you sure it's Camp Cretaceous and not Chaos Theory?
I don't know. I don't remember. 6 years later, though, we got some wind chimes.
Darius.
Ben, what are you doing here?
Try not to freak out. Someone is hunting us.
But why? Who would even want to do that?
Dark
I
Jurassic.
don't know for sure, but we need to warn the others before it's too late.
Run!
Velociraptors. May 24th.
Yeah.
So, teaser trailer right there. We'll come back to that in a little bit because there's a lot that I want to point out. But let's see here. Basically, yeah, like I said, the article points out that he wasn't technically lying when he told the reporters that the show wouldn't continue any further. And he said, I mean, Camp Cretaceous was ending. He just conveniently left out the part where the sequel series is taking place. So I thought that was funny. But they mentioned that Paul McKell-Williams and Sean Giambrone are returning, which you just heard in that trailer, or that teaser trailer. And I like that you had pointed out to me that like Ben doesn't sound any different. He still sounds like this little kid. And I thought that was funny because like I had that same exact reaction. I was like, man, he hasn't changed his voice at all. He's just still sounding like Ben. And
so Brad. Oh my God. I'm gonna make you feel so bad right now because somebody had pointed out to me that that's just how Sean Jim Brown talks. So
I know. Yeah, I
that
know.
is like his normal voice.
I know, but like, he can
felt
change
so
it a little
bad. I
bit.
was like, okay.
He can change it a little. He is an actor. I'm not gonna like undercut his abilities because like he can act. Like he's doing it for a reason. So and Paul Michael Williams, I think he started off pretty young, and I mean he's still young, obviously, but like he sounds older, and I feel like he even sounded older as Camp Cretaceous was going on. And these kids are 18, I think they say in this article somewhere. So, time has gone by and they are older. So it says set 6 years after the events of the first series and shortly before the 2022 film Jurassic World Dominion, the kids dubbed the Nublar 6 by the media are entering adulthood and struggling to find their footing on the mainland, which is now teeming with dinosaurs as a result of what went down in 2018's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. So 10 episodes.
Concept.
What is going on throughout the world while in between these movies? I don't know.
I'm excited to see the tales they tell.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of tales, but I'll be honest, those tales don't seem to be. I don't know if they're going to be told in this show necessarily because I think what we had expected was something like tales, and that it would be stories, of them kind of, and maybe it will. Maybe it still will be them tracking down dinosaurs and doing this or that. But the setup for this is very, very different, in which we just heard that like somebody is hunting them and trying to kill them with the Velociraptors. And I think we can make a logical leap to who that would be, right? Who do you think it is?
Yeah, mate, I know who it is.
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Oh, blow my mind, dude. Who's it gonna be?
It's Cash.
Oh, Cash. Yeah, of course. Obviously.
So obvious.
The most obvious.
No. I do actually have a theory on this, Brad.
Are there theories when it's just most likely Soyana Santos?
Well, I think the initial reveal is Soyana Santos, and then we find out that the person bankrolling her is Mr. Khan.
No way.
Yeah.
Kenji's gonna kill his friends?
Everything from him.
Oh, the dad. I got you with that one. No. Daniel. No. I don't think Daniel's involved in this. Let's get Daniel out of here, dude. He's not coming back. No way. It's obviously it's got to be Dodgson, right?
I will be talking to you again after May the 24th, Brad.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'll be wrong as always.
But I think it could be Biosyn, but I feel like Biosyn's too obvious. Like
but
if it was Biosyn, why would you say about a shady company at the beginning? I just feel like they would let that play out because people would naturally expect them to appear.
I don't know. I think, and again, I got to rewatch the final season, I guess is when it happened, when Dodgson, crossed over. Because
showed up, does nothing, and then disappears with the cryocan.
I forget exactly what the interactions were. How many of these kids actually saw him, and because if they did, if he knows that there were kids, which he does, he knows that they were there. He has to have known. He would most likely want to send out a team to take them out quietly. So that's as brutal as it is. I feel like that's probably the reality of the situation. Why the kids never would have spoiled that to begin with is kind of interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't have left the island and been like, oh gosh, there's a guy named Dodgson and he's running this company named Biosyn, and he was also trying to put chips or dinosaurs or something. So I don't know, but I just find it weird that they wouldn't have spoiled all that information, like the whole thing
Yeah.
about Dr. Wu and everything. Like, would they have told about
at
this,
this
or would they have
point-
been kept gagged for some reason about all this stuff? I have no idea.
At this point in the timeline, Wu is disgraced anyway, because he gets disgraced after the events of Jurassic World.
Yeah, he's disgraced, and again, a lot of details that we never really understand about the Jurassic World franchise is like, what are the consequences to any of these actions for anybody? Like, are people looking?
Apparently, there's none.
Are they looking for him? Are do they have like the FBI? Is it just Lowry and Franklin? Like, are they the ones?
They are
only
the
ones
whole
looking for?
FBI. Lowry, Franklin, and Vivian.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like there should be consequences for a lot of this stuff, and maybe that's this is Dodgson's way. Maybe, I don't know, like, how public has Biosyn been in the past before Jurassic World Dominion? Do we know? Do we know how public they are as like a front-facing company?
Much. I think there's something about Dodgson having a reputation for stealing technology, but I could be thinking about the novels because they reference that in the novels.
Yeah, maybe.
The main thing we know is the prologue of, not the prologue even, the opening So Now sequence from Dominion, which
Yeah.
tells us that Biosyn have got collection rights globally, and we can see in some of the footage there like a massive Biosyn facility. So I would argue it's fair to assume that given the scale of the operation they've built in mainland USA by the start of Dominion, they must have been doing some work beforehand.
I would assume so. I would assume that they weren't this like secret company that nobody knew about. Like, I would assume that they would know who the CEO is and all this stuff. But for instance, let's just say that like nobody knows that it's kind of a quiet company. Nobody really knows about who runs it or anything. Is there a possibility that he's about to go public with everything and be the front-facing individual for this company, and he wants to get them out of the way before doing so, before the next movie? Maybe that's possible. I don't know, but yeah, I have no idea. I just assumed that he's going to be the guy bankrolling it, and Sayona Santos is going to be the one hunting them down because she is the one who handles them, at least
She
in
is a
Jurassic
child
World Dominion.
kidnapper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so why would it be any different? I mean, if they had introduced that it's not her, I'd be like, what? Why are we making it more difficult than we have to? So yeah, but that's my theory, and I would assume at least. So, but I
It'd be
find
good
it
to see Rain
interesting.
Delacourt return as well.
Yeah, I would be down for seeing him as well. I think that would be a good pull. It does say that the kids are like entering adulthood and struggling to find their footing on the mainland. So, and there was a quote somewhere. I thought there was. I forget where it was, but I feel like there was something about like there's a story about Darius and why he's struggling to adapt or something like that. Maybe we'll find it in a minute. But it says it right here. The trailer opens with Darius, who is now 18, still dedicated to protecting dinosaurs. Darius is on his own and has withdrawn. That was for a very specific reason, and I'm looking forward to people getting into that. He hasn't been around people for a while there. He's dealing with something. Ben is the one who says, yeah, we can't stay here. We got to go. So yeah, he's withdrawn.
Right,
and what's happened?
What's happened is he's heard Ellie Sattler talk about the Alan Grant lifestyle, and he's like, yeah, I want that Alan Grant lifestyle.
Yeah, maybe. Is there...
Darius in universe has actually seen the events of Dominion already as a member of the cinema audience, and he's then traveled back in time to embrace that lifestyle.
For sure. Yeah, you're definitely onto something. I think there's probably some portals on Nublar that he maybe went into that just end up in a different period in time. But I wonder what it could be, because
Monday Axis.
yeah, that's it. We see him like doing the tour circuit or something like that at the end of Camp Cretaceous, right? So
Yeah.
he is doing presentations, and maybe is he like publicly like abused for like, I don't know, some reason? Like is he just like afraid to go out there and speak on this anymore? Did his brother die now too? Or like what's the deal? Because his dad is already gone. What's the deal with him? Who was he with? Was he with anybody? He didn't have, no, because Kenji was with Brooklyn. Sam and Yaz were together. So I think him and
I don't think Kenji
He
wasn't
didn't-
with Brooklyn either. Brooklyn had gone off
Well-
on her own investigating.
but I think they were still like a couple, I think.
He was with Ben. That's why this sequel's about them.
I don't know, but maybe. But I
And then,
don't know.
The thing that happened that made him isolate was Ben chose Bumpy over him.
Yeah, he would. He would definitely choose Bumpy, which we didn't get any kind of shout out to Bumpy or anything like that.
Oh, Bumpy's
right?
dead and gone.
Yeah, could he be? I don't know. I have no idea what the catalyst is for him to be on his own and withdrawn. Did he get shot down by Dr. Grant? Did he want to like join Dr. Grant's dig? And like Dr. Grant's like,
Can you
no, I
imagine
don't need any more
if that's
kids.
what happened? We get like a cameo, and it's just like one scene of Sam Neill being like, "No," and then that's it.
He basically like pulls the raptor claw on Darius and just like just disrespects him so hard at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see what else we got here in this article. It says Giambrone's Ben surprises Darius at a remote cabin. Try not to freak out. Someone is hunting us. And it mentions here the Dark Jurassic webpage, which I want to go back to the video here, and because I thought that was funny. Oh wow!
Do you want me to quote what I said to you in that Facebook message?
Someone is
Yeah,
hunting
what
us.
was it?
But why? Who would even
You don't
Oh,
want me
man, I
to
can't
quote
get
it.
Oh, I forget what it was.
But why?
Oh yeah. That's
What
not
even
Dark Jurassic. Again, as always, their websites and text are always pretty obscured, so you can't ever read them except for like I guess big headlines like Dark Jurassic. So there is a Dark Jurassic web, where I guess you can just put out a hit and be like, "Yo, take care of these kids, dude." That's kind of crazy. But are there any like avatars? Do any of these
read by
avatars look
dinosaurs.
familiar? Do these avatars look familiar? Like, is it any of us? Like, who's this guy with the beard down here?
And
It's not me because he doesn't have glasses. It's not. Yeah, I know that they love
I
to
don't
shout
know.
me out in the show, But
You
but-
just zoomed out, and it was like so close on Darius's eye.
I saw. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the Dark Jurassic is about. That or Jurassic, whatever it was.
So that's the Dark Jurassic is interesting because it hints at a dark web. A dark web is traditionally a place for smuggling in the black market. So that combined with the Atrociraptors does suggest that maybe we're seeing the black market more and more. Now, what I have just noticed in this screenshot is look behind the Atrociraptor. That truck has got a cage on it that looks very much like the truck that's transporting the Allosaurus at the end of Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
Does it? Interesting. I mean, it
It does.
The Atrociraptor is running straight from that direction too. So, and I looked at that screenshot. There's a picture here of an Atrociraptor chasing Darius with the truck, and they're at like a shipyard or something. I'm like, okay, they're just reusing assets again of Camp Cretaceous scenes. So this is basically
They've got the Jurassic World logo on the side that's not facing the camera.
yeah, exactly. I mean, this basically looks like the scene with the what were those dinosaurs called? The herbivores who were like trashing.
Oh, Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurs?
Tyrannosaurus, yeah.
Or Oranosaurus. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, those ones. There was two of them. They were trashing all the containers, and so it looks like foggy and everything, and very like, I don't know. But
Is it foggy, Brad, or is it hazy?
Hazy.
Because just looking at the color palette, I am thinking Malta.
Could be. Is there Malta? Malta doesn't get foggy. Malta only gets hazy. Just so everybody knows out there. But Malty is the one that gets
And
foggy.
Malty, apparently.
And then this picture is obviously Kenji outside holding his hand up to scare them, because that does not look
No,
like a
it's
real
the Brad
dinosaur.
X. It's
It
the Brad
could be.
X.
This looks like a puppet that you got at Pizza Hut when you were a kid or something. Because there's a picture of what's his name, Ben, which I love how Ben looks. Ben looks pretty great. Like they really glowed him up there. He looks pretty nice. He's got a beanie on, a sweatshirt. He doesn't have any juice boxes or anything, I don't think so, or hand sanitizer on him. But he's standing in front of this window with the shades drawn, and you see like a dinosaur. Honestly, it looks like a hand puppet. And I noticed that actually in the trailer itself, it looked pretty fake looking. So I don't know. I think it'll be a fake out of some sort. But who knows? Ben declares they then need to warn the others, and they don't confirm or deny in this article whether any of the others are going to be in this show. So they mention them all, but they do not confirm that they're going to be there, unfortunately. So they do say that this is a conspiracy thriller. The kids are unraveling this mystery just when they think they've got it figured out. Maybe there's a bigger story to be told. These two guys have to figure out what the heck's going on before it's too late. So yeah, maybe there's a bigger story
It's
here.
a buddy cop film, Brad. This could be me and you.
It could be. Yeah, I kind of like this idea of like it being like a buddy cop story with mostly just focus on the two of them, and less focus on the others. I would like to see the others for sure, but I think it's an interesting choice to just go with the two of them.
Bodies turn up.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. I gotta say, this screenshot looks great. Like that is a really great looking picture there of Ben and Darius holding flashlights, and in the foreground there's like some bushes or something, and the lights shining off of them. And I guess they're at that remote cabin. This is definitely after Kenji holds the toy outside the window.
He didn't get rejected by Alan Grant. Owen said he didn't want his help building his cabin.
Oh yeah, he's like, I don't need any help. I can do it my own self. That's just
my own self.
Yeah, that's how my daughter talks. So I've just developed that into my own conversations now. So that's how she pronounces it. So so it said there was an idea that came about for the show during the 5th and final season. There was enough interest from Netflix and DreamWorks, and he didn't necessarily have an eagerness to jump back in. He said, look, Camp Cretaceous was an amazing experience, but it's a lot. My initial response was, go with God. Good luck. So they said on a Zoom call with Universal, they gave him an early rundown of Dominion, and he, got an idea for it. And he said, I would want to tell a more sophisticated. Why is that interesting to you?
I think that further hints at a spin-off of the black market, because if they didn't have an idea going into that meeting, right, then that means that dinosaurs in the wild alone wasn't a compelling enough idea for them. But if they got it after the rundown of Dominion, and we're now seeing Atrociraptors, that makes me think we're either seeing the before of where those Atrociraptors were meant to be going, or the that's what it has to be, because it's set before Dominion, so it will be the before of maybe who they were intended for, etc.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think you're right. Maybe this will be like a trip out to Malta and uncovering that sort of stuff, that dark web stuff that's going down, and then our Fallen Kingdom crossover event could be the whole chaos that ensues on Malta, right? Like, I'd love to see some guy be like, hey, can I borrow that scooter of yours? And then he like gets on the scooter, and then he gets eaten by a Carnotaurus or whatever it was. No, I don't know what dinosaur it was.
Well,
But
he's like, "Can I borrow your motorbike?" And he then goes down the street a little bit, and somebody else jumps on it and uses
Yeah.
it to get away from some Velociraptors.
yeah. So I think there's plenty of key moments that could cross over. Maybe like there's a crossover with
Dude, we could see Kayla.
Barry. Who?
Kayla.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I've been saying that from the start. It would be great to get Kayla in this show. So hopefully, my fingers crossed there. That would be really, really cool. But there's a potential for a lot of like side characters to get crossed over here. I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but and we'll talk about one of them right here. It says, I'll skip over what I was just about to say and say this one instead. It says,
I
Owen
love
Grady's
this quote so much.
Owen Grady's not going to drive up and meet them at Taco Bell. Okay.
Is
And he
that
says
Owen's go-to fast food?
I guess so. He's like, hey, Claire, you want a Crunchwrap Supreme or do you want a Mexican pizza? And he's like, oh, you want a cheesy gordita crunch? All right, I'll get that. I was thinking about getting one of those. And he's the kind of guy that only gets like the sweet desserts from Taco Bell. And you're like, why? So
A certain voice actor here has memorized the Taco Bell menu, I see.
yeah, I've only been there a handful of times, I swear. He does say he wanted to tell a more personal story of what life amongst the dinosaurs, what life is like, I guess, amongst the dinosaurs in Western America. And he did say he wanted to tell a more sophisticated story with older kids, tonally closer again to Harry Potter movies in the beginning. It kept going from there, and people luckily got on board. So, we got confirmation here that it should be maybe a little tonally older feeling and not necessarily darker, but the ending of the Harry Potter movies are dark, and that audience grew with those movies, and we haven't really gotten that much time to grow with this show necessarily. They're like 2 years older now, so it's not like it's like a big deal. But it's exciting to at least hear. No. In world, yes. In our world, too.
Wait, they're different. This isn't a documentary.
Oh, is it? Have I been analyzing this all incorrectly this entire time? It did come with a poster with I guess an Atrociraptor zoomed in. How did that pop up? And Darius is there. It's a foggy room, very reminiscent of Camp Cretaceous posters and stuff. So it says Chaos Comes Home, May 24th, only on Netflix. And
why are you bringing a baryonyx home? We spoke about this, Brad. You're not.
Did he die? Is he still alive? I don't know. I've had brought home enough.
He's got he's got a toasty snout.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about the Atrociraptor look. What do you think? How do you think they look? Any good?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely. Is that? I have a feeling the colors might be off because the one on the right, I'm like, is that Ghost? But then it looks too dark on top.
Well, no, that one's too dark. This one maybe is Ghost. That one could be Ghost right there. It's kind of a duller color, so I think that one's probably Ghost.
Do you reckon they're actually... Okay, so here's a question for you. Do you reckon they're finally going to name them? Because we know they've got names, but they never actually use the names in Dominion.
Oh, dude, if you imagine they rename them for the show, they would absolutely do that. Let's hope not. But yeah,
it's different Atrociraptors entirely.
I hope not. I really hope not. Yeah, that's why it wouldn't be Santos. It would just be somebody else. That'd be frustrating. But that's all the information from that. That was the trailer as well. And I wanted to end here while we're here because I want to wrap it up here. But lastly, I just did want to mention this because I haven't gotten a chance to talk about it on the show. But give me your quick thoughts on Scarlett Johansson in talks for the next movie What are your thoughts?
So it's interesting. I think it was a conversation I was having with Jack de la Mare the other day. It might have been that conversation, or it might have been with somebody else. I can't quite remember. But someone made the point of saying if they're going to go in a different direction this time around, then they might want star power to sort of justify the decision and reassure executives. So if they're doing something a bit different, then having an A-list celebrity gives them that kind of guarantee of getting people on seats. So I think in
Yeah.
that regard, it's good. I just think it's going to be. I'll find it weird because I've always looked at Jurassic as up and coming talent. So with the exception of Chris Pratt, I never really knew any of the actors from the franchise until I saw them in the Jurassic films.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean even Chris Pratt was mostly in smaller things up until that point, and obviously he did Guardians, but like these two movies were like back to back, so he kind of like just popped off right around that period of time. So Scarlett obviously has been doing this for a long, long time, and I think you're right. It's definitely the draw, right? That's what we need: somebody to draw them in, somebody that is used to blockbusters and has that box office potential, but also somebody who has been up for awards and somebody who can act like incredibly well and really sell it.
Yeah.
Somebody who's believable. So I think that, this is a great choice for sure. I like it. So, we've had rumors of going to the past. We've had rumors of going to the future, going in the present timeline. What do you think her role suits best? Going into the past or, staying with the current timeline?
I think she could do any, to be fair. I think she's a really versatile actress, so I don't have any concerns about how she fits into the timeline whatsoever.
Hmm. Yeah. Let me tie it into our conversation we just had. Brooklyn. Dude, that's so funny. That's the reaction you had. I did a live stream the other night with Aaron, and I proposed the exact same circumstance to him, and I said, "What do you think of Brooklyn?" I think he did literally the same thing. His head went down into his hands, and he just sighed.
Just for me, it's not a case of I wouldn't want to see her. It's just a case of just use Jenna Ortega.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely could. I don't think Jenna really I don't know. She doesn't really look like the character all that much. Not that you need to per se, but
But Brad, she's the one member of the cast they did a video in character with on the official Jurassic
that's
World
true.
channel. Did you
They
not
did.
see her with the pink wig on?
Yeah. It worked really well. Sold the story perfectly for me. But I think that would have been awesome. I know she's also pretty busy too, and not that Scarlett isn't. And I this makes me wonder whatever happened to the Tower of Terror movie she was going to be producing at Disney. That was last I heard that was still on the table, but I guess maybe it's
I guess
getting
it
pushed
was
back.
terrible.
So maybe terrible. Perfect, great. Do I have that? I did. I don't know where it went. I gotta scroll. Here it is. Let's go with super late. Can't even hear it because I don't know why. Oh, sound
Well,
effects
that
are down.
was
Here we go. Let's go. There it is. I should really be more prepared for this. I think it could work really well if they were to go into the future a little bit and have her be an investigator or something like that. I don't know, tracking down some leads or mysteries or something. That could be kind of interesting. I just don't think that they would ever do that, to be honest. I just like throwing it out there, see what people think about it.
I really like the idea of her playing a character similar to Maya Joshi. I think she could be a really cool scientist turned survivor.
Sure. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I'd be down for that too. Yeah, not much more else, I guess, in regards to this news. I think it's really exciting. And again, I just want something to be official. So I
Yeah.
haven't really this news was out for a few weeks prior to this, deadline and all the other websites kind of talking about it. Jeff Snyder, I guess, had posted about it a while back. And, I with this news cycle with this movie, we had so much stuff going on for like a whole month, and then it's kind of tapered off. But I'm at the point now where I just want some legit concrete news. I just need something official, real, for sure. Not necessarily just from whatever you call it, a scooper, on Twitter or whatnot, or a
That
film
just
trade
sounds like
website.
somebody who does stuff with a toilet.
That's exactly what they do. So I don't really. I just want like real concrete information. So hopefully, in the near
Yeah.
future, we'll actually get a fully realized confirmation about the film and Gareth Edwards and Scarlett Johansson and all that good stuff. Because
That's
the only
the thing,
real
isn't
one,
it? That's what's mad to me is Gareth isn't confirmed. Like,
yeah,
we know
I
he's in
know.
final talks and it all sounds good, but he's not officially confirmed.
I fully believe he's on board and everything's going to go fine, but it's just like, let's get the official word, because all we've heard is in talks, and I know he talked about it, but like that doesn't confirm anything. So the only thing we have officially really gotten about this movie is that it's being worked on and written by David Koepp. So
And it's called Jurassic City.
yeah, Jurassic City. Absolutely. That's sticking. So thank you, Tom. That's all I wanted to talk about here tonight. So I appreciate you joining me
Brad.
once again for
Yeah.
more conversations. So let people know where they could find you if you so want them to.
I'm just gonna say it's not all I wanted to talk about tonight. So keep an eye on my Twitter at Tom_Jurassic, Instagram at Tom_Jurassic, and a little YouTube channel called Tales from a Jurassic World, because on the 1st of April, which may very well be when you're listening to this, it's no joke, we do have an announcement going out. So keep your eyes out for that.
I know a lot of people are really, really looking forward to this. I can't tell you the amount of times I've gotten emails or reviews on the podcast or whatever mentioning Tales and saying, when is it coming back? Where is season 2? So yeah, let's get an announcement. Let's get an announcement sometime soon. That would be nice. That would be nice. Hopefully.
There is one right around the corner, and it will be coming hopefully a little bit sooner than you think.
Well, I know what it is, but all you people don't.
So please comment. If this episode drops before the announcement, please pester Brad on every channel to try and extract that information from him.
Yeah. Pester me. Yeah. Leave. You know how you could do that? Leave 5-star reviews over on Apple Podcasts. You could do that for sure. You could tell your friends, tell everybody, watch the live streams. That's not actually happening this week. But you could do all kinds of stuff to help support the shows and the spin-off things that we do with Tom. And there's a lot going on. So stick around, and I think you'll be excited. Yeah, there might be some fun stuff. I guess that's it. I don't know. I don't have anything else.
Yeah.